As people around the nation listen to this floor debate, I'm sure they can hear the divisions about immigration loud and clear. I know I can. Immigration policy is hard, it is emotional, and it has vexed this Congress for decades. And while the floor debate we're having right now can be trying and can be actually thrown off kilter by one more ill-timed tweet from the president, we have to keep our eye on the ball. Because as tough as it may seem right here, the stakes are so much higher for millions of people who live every day in this country. They're trapped in a broken immigration system. They face the constant fear of deportation, and they suffer the threat of being ripped apart from their families, their friends, and the communities that they love. So just like the deep divisions we see on this issue across the country, finding a path forward in the Senate, in the House, and then all the way to the White House is not going to be easy. But tackling the tough issues and engaging in fair and honest debate is why we are here. Creating more perfect union is why we're here. Finding a bipartisan path forward to both secure our borders and protect the futures of so many hardworking families is why we are here. First, though, we have to agree to some basic truths. To start, dreamers, hundreds of thousands of our friends and our neighbors, our teachers, our firefighters, our service members, our students, are not criminals. They are not MS-13 gang members, nor are they the shadowy figures depicted in disgusting campaign ads and in the president's speeches. They're not a drain on our economy. In fact, dreamers are just the opposite, contributing in countless ways to our communities and enriching the lives of so many others. So who are dreamers? Dreamers are determined, they are passionate, they are American in every way except on paper. They are fighting for the only lives they have ever known. They are fighting for their loved ones with everything they've got, and they're trying to do it the right way. A few years back, when Congress had fallen down on its job to fix the broken immigration system, dreamers stepped up to work in good faith with the federal government. Dreamers like Jose Manuel Vasquez, he grew up in South Seattle. He didn't know he wasn't a natural-born citizen until he went to get a driver's license. Thanks to the DACA program, Jose Manuel was able to graduate from the University of Washington. He started a tech business, and he volunteers at local nonprofits. Another dreamer who grew up in Pasco, Washington, described being 4 years old when he was taken to the airport to fly to the United States. He was so young, he said he didn't understand what was going on. He only recalls being confused about why he couldn't bring all of his toys with him to his new home in America. Years later, after he enrolled in DACA, he said he was able to quit working in manual labor and start working as a personal banker at Wells Fargo. There are hundreds of thousands of dreamers with similar stories. They came out of the shadows. They paid their taxes. They kept promises. They underwent background checks and did the hard work, even if only for a temporary shot at the opportunities so many others in this country have taken for granted. So what dreamers are is the embodiment of so much of what this country was founded on. Mr. President, that's truth number one. Truth number two, we all want to keep America safe with common sense border security measures. And for anyone to claim otherwise is merely an attempt to muddy the debate so critics can retreat to their partisan corners and fall back on hateful rhetoric and try to stop a bipartisan bill from actually moving forward. Because the reality is, no matter what political party you ascribe to, protecting and defending the safety of fellow citizens and preventing those who could do us harm from entering this country is something we all believe in and something we are all working for, which leads me to truth number three. And that is, despite failed attempts in the past, today is a new day and a new chance to finally fix our broken immigration system for the dreamers who call our country home. A new chance to honor our country's rich tradition of welcoming people from around the world who add to the rich tapestry of our nation, who enrich our communities, and who will write the next chapter of our nation's history. It's a new chance for my Republican colleagues to stand by their word and do what they said. Work with Democrats in good faith to find a bipartisan path forward that will allow dreamers to stay here in the country they call home. I hope Congress finally has the will to see this through, to be a nation of laws and a land of opportunity. With the right piece of legislation, we can be both. Thank you, Mr. President. I yield the floor.